I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit
What's up, everyone? I got asked recently to show a full day of meal prep, and starting with grocery shopping all the way through how I prepare my meals for a day, for a week. So I wanted to actually get started with the Imperfect produce box, which is one of the first places every single week that we get some of our produce and some of our food from. So this is an unboxing of our Imperfect produce delivery for the week. Comes on a Wednesday. Here we go. Okay, let me start off by saying this. There are two main places that we're getting our groceries from nowadays. And nowadays meaning the pandemic times that we are in. As a family, we have kind of been sheltering very much in place and staying close to home, trying to minimize our exposures wherever possible. We got connected with Imperfect Produce a couple years ago. They've been delivering for us now, almost 2 years. And every Wednesday we get a box of food. They sell organic produce, they sell conventional produce, and they sell other things, pantry ingredients, things for the kids, dairy, eggs, meat, you name it. There's a lot that comes in there, but we can't get everything from Imperfect Produce. So we've also been shopping at a combination of Safeway out here on the West Coast, which is just like a big chain grocery store, and then Costco. We get orders from Costco. We've been doing Instacart orders, so we have somebody that actually goes out and picks up our groceries for us. It's proven to be extremely convenient in our busy lives with kids, where we're both working full time. We're also trying to take care of these kids. Anyhow, we've been staying at home, getting stuff delivered. So this is the delivery that comes once a week. Every Friday, I get an email says, "Hey, Marcus, it's time to shop at Imperfect Produce. What are you gonna get?" And I go through the list of all the stuff that I want, the stuff that I don't want. They pick about 15 items that I may want based upon past experiences or past orders. And if I don't like it, I just get rid of it. So let's take a look at what we got today. And not all of this is gonna get eaten by me in a given week. We're gonna be spreading it around the household. We've got 2 adults feeding, we've got 2 young kids. And I like to get stuff that everybody likes. And of course I pick the things that I like too. So first box is this little box. This is a little surplus box because it couldn't all fit in the big box. We've got 2 packs of grape tomatoes, sugar plum grape tomatoes. I like to just throw these on top of any of my meals or throw them in the pan when I'm mixing up veggies. They taste really good to me. My wife does not love tomatoes, so those are gonna get eaten by me. The kids won't eat them very much either. Next up, grapefruits. So citrus this time of year is great. Grapefruits, I find them to be particularly delicious, and I have maybe 1 at breakfast time with most of my meals. So I got 4 for the week. These will come in handy. Megan will maybe eat 1 of them. The kids don't love the grapefruit so much. Next up is 4 bunches of cilantro. That's right, you're thinking, whoa, who eats that much cilantro? Well, cilantro this time of year is plentiful, so Imperfect Produce has a ton of it and super cheap. I can show you a recipe for this that makes the most epic cilantro lime pesto. And that pesto has so much flavor. It's relatively low on the macro scale, so you can add that tons of flavor to things like eggs, things like chicken, any type of meal that you're having. It's super delicious. So I'll be showing you that hopefully soon, but that's gonna go into making pesto, which will go on a variety of different things. And then last in this box are a couple cucumbers. Noah loves cucumbers. It's one of the vegetables that she actually really gets into, so we always like to have some cucumbers on hand, and these will get sliced up and put into her lunches or into her dinners, something like that. And if you didn't notice, I have a guest behind me. That's Megan, and she's just getting some snacks together because she's going to pick up our daughter Noah. She's got a cool new white beanie on too. All right, next up. This is a fan favorite in this household amongst 3 out of 4, and that's Bok Choy, baby Bok Choy. Baby Bok Choy is definitely something that I enjoy sauteed, Megan enjoys in her meals, and even Noah likes it raw, which is kind of interesting because it's not something I would think to eat raw, but I think she likes the crunch portion of it. So
Joey loves it cooked.
Joey loves it cooked
loves
too.
it.
Okay. Joey's been a champ with the veggies. She eats a lot of different things that we put on her plate, especially if it comes out of Mommy's bowl. She says, Mommy's food, anytime Megan heats up a meal for herself or gets ready for a meal, she wants to eat whatever Mommy's got on her plate. Okay, so that's the rest of the Bok Choy. And then, yep, we got a big order this week. This is like more food than I normally get. I think the last couple weeks I've been like feeling like maybe I didn't get enough, and so I think I went overboard. This is a very typical thing. It's like go overboard, then order not enough, and then back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I got a couple mangoes. Kids love mangoes. They'll eat it frozen, they'll eat it dried mango, and then the fresh mango they also appreciate. When these get ripe and we can cut them open and peel them open and kind of slice them, you know, in diamond shapes, they get super into that. So a couple mangoes for the kids. And then additionally, we've got like more citrus, mandarin, oranges. These, just like the grapefruits, make it into a breakfast. We'll make it into maybe Noah's lunch. Joey says she likes them, and every time I give her an orange slice, she puts it in her mouth, kind of moves it around a little bit, and then spits it out. So, not convinced that she's really into the oranges. All right, next up. Like I said, there's some things at Imperfect that are not produce. So this is goat cheese. I love goat cheese. I particularly like the flavor of it. I like that it's soft. I put this on a random meal. The macros on this are actually quite good. You can get, for every 5 grams of fat, it's 4 grams of protein. So this is like good protein fat combination. And I like it, Megan likes it. The kids are not super big fans of it. I'm pretty sure I ordered more of that, but anyway, there's 2 of these. It's super cheap. So on Imperfect Produce, again, I'm not sponsored by Imperfect Produce, but if you order from them, periodically there's certain things that you like that have like a massive surplus. And this was in surplus, so this was like $1.20 for this piece, this 4-ounce thing of goat cheese, which is really a good price. So I'm kind of a bargain shopper. I'm always looking for like good quality at a good price. And so that's how I kind of vary up my food. It's like what's cheap this week and of good quality. Okay, a little bit of broccoli, cauliflower. Hey, if you follow me, you know that I'm a big fan of cabbage. If you've seen my recipes, I'm always having cabbage in there. This is like organic, great fiber. Get a lot of bulk vegetables with not a lot of macros, so it's kind of like a good filler in your meals. I like to saute this till it gets really soft, so I don't like it crunchy because like raw cabbage just like ruins my gut. It feels terrible. But if it's cooked really like through soft, cooked well, sauteed till it's mushy, it's great. And I literally will slice this up, throw it in a pan with some oil, cover it. So I'm cooking it in fat, covered, so it starts to steam a little bit, and then it like kind of gets this good caramelization going on. I put a little salt and pepper on it, and then maybe throw some tamari on it at the end. That's the best way to do cabbage, in my opinion. I put a ton of it in a particular meal. All right, and then we've got some zucchini. Okay. This is always a pretty inexpensive vegetable. I eat vegetables at every single meal, and so does Megan, and we try with our kids, so we eat a lot of vegetables in this house. More cucumber. Ha! I knew there was more goat cheese in here, so I got 4 of these packs. I'll probably have like 1 of these whole packs at a particular meal. That's like 280 calories and 20 grams of protein, or 16 grams of protein, 20 grams of fat. So that's like a nice little add-on to the side of one of my meals. My meals are pretty big, so don't take that the wrong way. Like if you're like, whoa, 280 calories, it's a ton, but it's a small percentage of one of my meals. I eat 3 pretty big meals a day. Okay, and then moving on to some of the, again, more non-produce related stuff. I get this organic turkey, ground turkey that's 93% lean, so it's pretty low in fat. Joey loves this when it's mixed up with some pasta sauce. I tend to eat a lot of this. You've seen it in some of my recipes. Megan enjoys this. So this is like a staple that comes from Imperfect every week for us. And then most of the other meat that we get is coming from Butcher Box or from Costco. Now, this is something that we try to vary up periodically, but getting these uncured beef hot dogs from either Imperfect or one of the other brands that are out there, the kids like hot dogs, and you know, with Noah, it's challenging to get her to eat protein. She likes eggs. We'll sneak some protein into her pancakes. She likes shrimp periodically, and she likes hot dogs or chicken dogs or whatever, you know, something that's sort of processed. She also loves bacon, so you kind of have to go with things that the kids like, and then try and make them the best quality possible when you're going with like a processed meat choice. Would I prefer her to eat like chicken, you know, that's like chicken thighs or something like that? Sure, but she's not really into it, so she doesn't do it. This is a good option, and so we give her something she likes, give her something that we want her to maybe try, and if she doesn't eat it, that's okay. It just stays on her plate. So the beef hot dogs are for Noah. Okay. Who doesn't love dried mango? I mean, dried mango is pretty much the, you know, it's like the fruit roll-up for adults, and the kids like it. So I'm not saying it's the best thing to be having all the time. This is pretty packed with sugar. It doesn't have any added sugar, but it's just dried sugar. It's dried fruit that's condensed down, so you get a lot of sugar in a small serving size. Great for a sweet tooth if you want to have a little bit. If you have any control whatsoever and you can actually control the quantity of sweet things, then this might be a good option for you. The kids do like it, and we get to kind of control somewhat the quantity that they get to have of it. I mean, we like to say, hey, we provide you the options. You get to determine how much that you want to have. So we'll provide this as an option periodically, and it comes in the box, so it's relatively inexpensive because they have deals. This is like this, you know, surplus mango that they have at Imperfect. All right. And then, gosh, see, this happens sometimes. So they say, like on Imperfect, they're like, hey, you know, get apples. And the quantity says like 1. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll get 3. Well, I didn't read the fine print, and 1 quantity actually meant 3 apples. And so I got 3 times 3. I ended up with 9 apples. That's a real bummer because the kids are the ones that eat this. I'm actually kind of allergic to apples. I found this out from a food sensitivity test a while back, but more than just the sensitivity test, I just know that I don't feel awesome when I eat raw apples. They like them, but they can't mow through 9 apples in a week, so this is gonna be a problem. And what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna slice all these things up, and we're gonna put them in a blender with some gluten-free flour, milk and eggs, and we're gonna make pancakes, apple pancakes out of that. So that's how those are gonna be used most likely. They'll sweeten up some of the pancakes that the kids are gonna have, and I'm gonna toss them into the fruit bowl over here. And then the last thing is, these are sweet potatoes. Another bummer, as I see it, in my opinion, right? Because I was like, I want sweet potatoes. So part of the reason why this stuff shows up on Imperfect Produce is because that's a sweet potato. That's not what you expect to find in a grocery store. And apparently the mission of the company is to take vegetables and fruits and produce like this that would have otherwise been discarded because no one's gonna buy that. They expect a sweet potato that looks like a size of a normal sweet potato, not like a little baby sweet potato, and when these things don't get purchased, they get thrown away. And so Imperfect Produce goes to all these different farmers and vendors out there that are purveyors that are selling stuff. They have surplus, or they have things that are misshapen, they're too small, they won't sell on the racks, and they put them in these boxes, and so you get really high quality produce that's just misshapen, and you're paying a fraction of the cost because you're kind of rescuing, like, I don't know, the not so happy, cared for baby potatoes. But the bummer about it is that I was like, okay, I want to get some sweet potatoes, and I hit the quantity button thinking I was going to get like a decent amount of sweet potatoes, but they came and they're these little miniature ones, and so that's like one meal for me when I have potatoes, which that's okay. I mean, I have a bunch more potatoes over here that I bought from Costco, so I'm not gonna go hungry, but it's just one of the drawbacks of the Imperfect produce box is you don't know exactly how much you're gonna get when you order. Okay, that wraps it up. That's the Imperfect produce box. I'll hit you next time we get an Instacart order from Costco. You can see some of the more bulk things that we get, but how am I gonna put all this stuff into a week of food? Stay tuned, check it out, I'll show you how.